Welcome back to the channel. Normally we're on an adventure, but the creeks are really low. I actually took my kayak out yesterday and I drug quite a bit. So we're hoping for some rain in the next few days, but until then, I thought I'd go ahead and trick out my kayak a little bit more. So what I have in this box is related to this right here. This is kind of the old system, you know, little kayak crate. You mount 2 rod holders on that crate. You throw your, tackle boxes, 37, 3600s in there, and that's your tackle organization. But we're about to give this system an upgrade. This is one of the latest systems out there, and I went on YouTube to try to find a review on it, and I couldn't find a review anywhere. So there was one video on this particular item, but the audio was horrible, which my audio is probably going to be the same. But you just couldn't really hear and understand the guy who was talking about this system. So what we're going to do is unbox this new system and go ahead and install it on Old Blue down there. So first off, let's find out what this is. Alright, so what we have here is a lot of paper. The YAK Gadget, made in the US of A. Low profile crates. I think they call it the low pro crate. So we got a lot of parts here. We got some nuts and bolts. I'm gonna slap this thing together and then we're gonna check it out on my kayak. Alright, well there you have it. It took me roughly about 15 minutes to put together. It's really easy and self-explanatory to put together. There was instructions inside the box, but they were just pictures, so there was no description whatsoever, and you didn't need it. The only thing I wish there was a little caption below the picture, and that is for your rod holders. There's only one way this back piece fits, or these rod holders will go below your crate versus above the crate. So I wish they'd kind of explain that a little bit better in the diagram, but there was no label for that. So of course, like a goober that I am, I installed it upside down, so I had to take it apart and flip it over and reinstall it. So that's why it took me 15 minutes. Anyways, we got it all back together. Alright, so here's the old version, and here is the low pro crate. Now, the main reason what attracted me to this crate itself, and not the black pack or any other crate system out there, was the low profile design. Now, I'll show you here shortly in my kayak, but I'm in a sit-in kayak. My Bonafide Expedition 123, the hatch kind of sits up high. It doesn't go down in the hole. It actually sits on top of that hatch lid. So with that, when I turn around and look over my shoulder to get something out of my crate, I'm basically just digging around, looking at something, putting it back in. So with that, the low pro crate is, there's a down angle facing at you. So when you put your boxes in here, for example, I have this one labeled right here. It says chatterbait. I don't know if you can see that from there. When you put that in, chatterbait is facing your direction. So labeling your boxes is going to be pretty awesome. Versus if they're down in here, basically I'm reaching blindly, pulling up one, and then I see my label, then I have to put it back in. So one thing that attracted me to the low pro crate is that with my label system, I can visibly see when I turn it around what this box has in it with my label. So that's one awesome perk about this crate. And then of course it has this cover on it. I'm not sure how much I'll actually use this cover, but it is nice to have, and it gives you a little splash proof. And if you do take a tumble or capsize, it's going to hold your gear in with these quick latch system. Then it does have this bungee here where you can pull and snug it up and tie a new knot. That way it stays tight on your stuff. It does have this nice pocket on top. Maybe you can put your plastics in there. Usually I like my plastics in a shady area, probably underneath it, versus sitting, that close to the sun and just beaming in that little bag and getting hot. And, you can put some other gear in there, maybe some fishing gloves, some pliers, some stuff like that, fish grips that you might need, but most of the time you might not. So it's great to have that option if you need it. So that's the lid. It just pops off. There's 4 hooks on each side of the crate, and that is just a bungee elastic system. You just strap it over those hooks really quick. Now the black pack, it has just a lid system. It hinges, and so you just have that one elastic strap on the front, so it's real quick and easy. So that's one good perk about the black pack is that. But it is a high crate. You still have the same problem trying to dig around and look inside unless your kayak seat's really, really high. So anyways, I know you're going to ask me how many 3600s or 3700s it fits, okay? So I really only have two 3600s, so we're gonna have to ballpark it. So there is two 3600s in this first sleeve. If you look inside, there's 1, 2, 3 compartments. So there's two 3600s in this first compartment, 2 here, 2 there. So you got 6. So if I were to make my labels, I'd put it on this front latch on these 3600s. So that's your 3600s. You can fit 6 total. For the 3700s, you can't stow them like that. It's too narrow. It will not fit inside this crate. So you definitely have to stow them like this. You can still get 6 in there, and again, I don't have enough to do that, but 2 here, 2 there, 2 here. Now, I never take that much tackle with me whatsoever. The most I'll take is probably 2, 3700s that usually meets my needs, or maybe 3 3600s. So it's got plenty of storage. And they're, if you notice, they're all slanting towards you, towards your seat of your kayak, so you can easily read your labels or grab the box without reaching over the lid and digging around in your crate. Now, of course, you got some space to throw your plastics in one pocket, or if you want to, which I wouldn't, you can put your plastics down inside this zipper pocket here. But I think it's just a little, especially your Z-Man, I would not do that with your Z-Mans. I actually keep my Z-Man plastics underneath my seat in the kayak just because they melt so easy. But, you have that option. So if we look at the back, this is the low pro crate. This is not the HD, this is just your standard crate, the cheaper one. You get 6 rod holders included. Now there is some side additional holes if you want to go ahead. If I wanted to take these 2 off my old crate and install them on the sides, I could. So they give you additional drill holes on the sides where you can actually install more rod holders if you want to. So yeah, so I'm loving it already, and it's pretty heavy duty. It's real thick plastic, and it's well made, good quality stuff, good quality material, just to give you an overall review. Now with this system, putting it together, you actually have these holes and you have these little pieces that slide into the slots, and you put your screw inside of it. The only 2 tools you need for this is a 10mm socket or a wrench, and you'll need just a Phillips screwdriver. And it's real simple. Like I said, it took me 15 minutes to put together, and I attached something upside down, so that was my main problem. Now you do have 2 handles on the side right here. Now obviously you can carry it with those handles, but what I'm going to do in my kayak, I'm going to use those to help strap it down. So those are going to be my strapping points to strap it down to my kayak itself. Alright, speaking of kayaks, let's go ahead and throw my kayak up here and show you what it looks like. Man, I am enjoying this weather. It is about 80 degrees, and that's unheard of this time of year in Arkansas. So it feels pretty good outside, so that's why I'm outside in the elements. So anyways, this is what it looks like. It fits perfectly right here on my hatch lid. Now, as I was sharing with you earlier, the way my hatch is and how high my kayak crate sits, when I'm down in the hull of my kayak on my chair, turning around, I have this lip to kind of look over and try to feel around and try to find some stuff. So the real reason I wanted this over the black pack is because it's low profile. There's a good angle at it where I can visibly see inside my crate and find things a lot easier on the water. But as you can see, it's a perfect fit for my specific kayak. So if you have a sit-in kayak or you have a low seat, this is going to be a great option for you. If you have a high seat black pack, or a regular kayak crate, it's going to be a great system because you can probably visibly see what's inside. But overall, I haven't got it on the water by all means at all, of course. I just opened it today. But just my overall putting it together and my overall review on this, I give it an 8 to 9 out of 10. Just it was real easy to put together. It's low profile, hence the name. It's not heavy, and it's got a lot of storage options. I love the shelves inside of it to kind of keep you a little bit more organized on the water. So I'm super excited to get this on the water and try it out for the first time and really literally see inside my kayak. Hopefully I gave you enough details, and if you are on the fence about buying this specific unit, then maybe this will shed some light for you. Like I said, there was no review on it whatsoever that I could find on YouTube, so I know if I had questions, you possibly had some as well. So anyways, I'm super impressed with this. It was real easy to put together, and I can't wait to get it on the water. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you on the next adventure.